Warren Bennis, presented by Group 3. Content of the presentation: Warren Bennis background, theories on leadership, books, and awards. Background: Warren is a male organizational consultant and author, originated from the United States. He was born on March 8, 1925, and died July 31, 2014, by the age of 89. Bennis was born in the Bronx and grew up within a working-class Jewish family in Westwood, New Jersey. Military services. Before enlisting in the United States Army in 1943, he would go on to serve as one of the Army's youngest infantry officers in the European Theater of Operations and was awarded the Purple Heart and Bronze Star. Education. Bennis enrolled in Antioch College in 1947, where he earned his bachelor's degree in 1951. In 1952, Bennis was awarded an honor certificate from London School of Economics. Within the area of management, Bennis preferred to move from the theory to practice in 1967, taking the post of Provost of the State University of New York at Buffalo and Presidency of the University of Cincinnati 1971. He authored 2 books on leadership during his presidency: The Learning Ivory Tower 1973 and The Unconscious Conspiracy Why Leaders Can't Lead 1976. Bennis chose to return to the life of a teacher, consultant, and author following a heart attack in 1979, joining the faculty of the University of Southern California. Interest in leadership. Books such as Organizing Genius 1997, Co-Leaders 1999, and Managing the Dream 2000 summarize Bennis' interest in leadership, judgment, organizational change, and creative collaborations. Geeks and Geezers 2002 examines the difference and similarities between leaders 30 years and younger and leaders 70 years and older. Authentic leadership style. His work on becoming a leader, originally published in 1989, lays the foundation that a leader must be authentic, author of one's own creation, a combination of experience, self-knowledge, and personal ethics. This need for an effective leader to remain true to their self-invention would be further expanded upon by others into what has become known as the authentic leadership approach. Journal's opinion on his work. The Wall Street Journal named him as one of the top 10 most speakers on management in 1993. Forbes magazine referred to him as the Dean of Leadership in 1996. The Financial Times referred to him in 2000 as the professor who established leadership as a respectable academic field. In August 2007, Business Week ranked him as one of the top 10 thought leaders in business.
Hello, my dear colleagues. I'm Suzanne. Adding to what Ms. Noura mentioned about Warren Bennis, I'll try to focus on few of his most effective insights. As a writer with many published books and articles, Bennis has highly appreciated contributions to leadership and management theories. So one of these contributions is what is known as the 4 competencies: management of attention, management of meaning, management of trust, and finally, management of self. Let's start with management of attention. Bennis believed that the leader or the manager should have the ability to draw others to himself through intense focus of attention. Benefits of this attitude are the leader can get others to share and support his vision. Moreover, they sometimes claim it as their own vision. The second point is management of meaning. When leaders have the ability to communicate the vision of the establishment, their ideas and dreams effectively to other stakeholders, communication in this case includes words, appearance, and actions. Benefits of this attitude are that the leader becomes a role model for other staff members to follow. In addition, whatever he does or says will be inspiring and motivating them to exert the needed efforts to achieve the mission and vision of the organization because the leader set the example. The third point is management of trust. It means that all stakeholders feel they can trust the leader and count on him. The leader can get this if he shows support and understanding, particularly in difficult situations. This is why I believe that a leader should stay in the position for 5 years to have the opportunity to achieve his plan and build trust. Of course, there should be a regular performance evaluation. If there are no severe performance issues, the leader should be supported through constructive feedback. So benefits of this are having stability in the organization. In addition, the leader is provided enough time to build rapport and explore strength areas. The leader will be able to employ all the talents, skills, and resources to the best achievement of the objectives. The last competency is management of self. Bennis defined it as the ability of the leader to identify his abilities, skills, and limitations to make the best of them. Leaders are not superheroes, so they can have weaknesses, but if they are able to identify them, they can cleverly compensate for them by delegating for some tasks. The benefits of this approach is that the leader feels more confident, which will be transferred to others. This confidence will spread a positive attitude among stakeholders. It will also maximize the employment of other members' skills and talents. Venice collaborated with Bert Nanas to build upon these four competencies. They connected them to transformational leadership. They identified four specific qualities. Each one of them relates directly to one of the four competencies. Number one, having a clear vision for the future. Number two, communicating a direction and a form for their organizations that others could follow. In this case, leaders are social architects. Number three, trust created by consistency and clarity. Leaders need to make their positions clear and stand by them. Last one, positive self-regard. This is about having an awareness of your strengths and weaknesses, but then concentrating on what you are good at rather than dwelling in your weaknesses. So, to sum up all Bennis's ideas, I think this quotation may be useful. Leaders challenge the process because they are risk takers who capitalize on opportunities. As idealists, they inspire a shared vision. They instinctively nurture the talents and energy of colleagues. Leaders enable others to act by serving as coaches and cheerleaders. They encourage the heart. Thank you.
The leadership tripod consists of goals, others, and self. Growth as a leader is anchored in three fundamental aspects: clarifying and prioritizing your goals, deepening your understanding of the others you must engage and influence, and developing keener knowledge and awareness of yourself. First, goals must be few, specific, and prioritized. If everything is important, then nothing is important. How do you engage and empower others to accomplish those goals? Why are those goals important to you and your stakeholders? And which tasks related to achieving those goals should you tackle yourself? Second, others. If you are a leader, you are by definition not an individual contributor. Therefore, achieving your goals will require you to get things done with and through others. Not every stakeholder will agree with your goals, so make sure you have the critical mass of support you need and that you have plans to keep dissenters from derailing you. Third, self. For leaders, self understanding should be a means to an end, not an end in and of itself. True and authentic self knowledge and self awareness are essential for all leaders. Increasing your own self understanding should also bring you back to your goals. Self awareness must be informed by our understanding of others as well. Finally, ask yourself, why would anyone want to follow me? If you're thinking about your own development as a leader, you should focus on the three corners. If you focus only on one or two of them, you will almost certainly be an incomplete leader. Let's have a look at how successful leaders work. First, leaders learn from failure. Second, leaders create empathy. Third, leaders create great groups. Finally, let's have a look at the behaviors of transformational leaders. Be an active listener and respond to staff or students' needs and concerns in a timely, caring fashion. Be a daily, high visible presence in classrooms, hallways, and PLC's meetings. Actively participate in professional learning opportunities, PLC meetings, questioning, trying to improve the process. Maintain and communicate high expectations for all stakeholders, most notably himself. Involving the entire staff in fulfilling the school's vision and mission, the collective is more effective. Publicly recognize students and staff achievements and make that part of the daily routine. Encourage risk taking and experimentation in the classroom. Last, share power and responsibility by distributing leadership.
Warren Bennis wrote lots of books about leadership. Most of them were written by co-authors or co-writers. Here are the bestsellers of these books. The first one is Learning to Lead, a workbook on becoming a leader by Warren Bennis and John Goldsmith. The second one is Managing People is Like Herding Cats by Warren Bennis. The third one was on becoming a leader, the leadership classic by Warren Bennis, and he wrote Organizing Genius, the secrets of creative collaboration. Warren Bennis and Burt Nanis cooperated and wrote a very famous and successful book about leadership. This book is called Leaders, and it introduces the strategies for taking charge. More than 500,000 copies of this book were sold. Warren Bennis wrote another book called Stay Surprised, a memoir of a life in leadership. Warren Bennis participated in writing some books about leadership with other writers like Patrick Howard Biderman, Robert John Thomas, Daniel Goleman, James Otwell, Noel Tichy, John Goldsmith. Warren Bennis got two important awards. The first one is a Purple Heart, and it is a United States military decoration awarded in the name of the President to those wounded or killed while serving with the U.S. military, with its badge of military merit, which took the form of a heart made of purple cloth. The Purple Heart is the oldest military award still given to US military members, the only earlier award being to Obsolete Fidelity Medallion. The second award was Bronze Star Medal. Bronze Star Medal is a United States Armed Forces decoration awarded to members of the United States Armed Force for either heroic achievement, heroic service, achievement, or service in a combat zone. He wrote lots of books like Learning Every Tower, The Planning of Change, Visionary Leadership, Creating a Compelling Sense of Direction for Your Organization, Beyond the Bureaucracy, Essays on Development and Evolution of Human Organization, The Unreality Industry, The Deliberate Manufacturing of Falsehood and What It's Doing to Our Lives. 1997, Warren Bennis wrote Beyond the Counterfeit Leadership, How You Can Become a More Authentic Leader. In the same year, he wrote Beyond Leadership, Balancing Economics, Ethics, and Ecology. And in the same year, Organizing Genius, The Secrets of Creative Collaboration, in addition to writing another book called Why Leaders Can't Lead, The Unconscious Conspiracy Continues. A year later, he wrote about the Temporary Society co-authored was the second edition. In 1999, he wrote Co-Leaders, The Power of Great Partnership. And the same year, he wrote Managing People is Like Herding Cats, Warren Bennis on Leadership. A year later, he wrote two books. The first one was on Managing the Dream, Reflections on Leadership and Change, in addition to writing Best Practices in Leadership Development. 2 years later, he wrote Geeks and Geezers, How Era, Values, and Defining Moments Shape Leaders by Warren Bennis and Robert John Thomas. He wrote the books Leaders, Strategies for Taking Charge, Reinventing Leadership Strategy to Empower the Organization, and he wrote another book called Transparency, How Leaders Create a Culture of Candor, co-authored with Daniel Goleman and James Otwell. A year later, he wrote Judgment, How Great Leaders Make Winning Calls, co-authored with Noel Tichy. In the same year, he wrote On Becoming a Leader, the 20th anniversary edition. As mentioned before, he wrote some successful books about leadership, like Still Surprised, The 7 Ages of the Leader, Organizing Genius, Learning to Lead, and Essential Business.